Hello and welcome to the Hub Podcast. My name is Eric Berger, Director of Marketing for VolunteerHub, industry-leading software that helps nonprofits better recruit, engage, and manage volunteers. On this episode, I am joined by Donnie Shell Jr., Director of Community Engagement for Charlotte Rescue Mission, an organization that provides cost-free, faith-based residential recovery programs within the community. Hey, Donnie, how are you today?
Doing good, Eric. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Thanks again for taking the time to speak with me today. And I just wanted to say, to get things started, do you mind telling me a little bit more about Charlotte Rescue Mission and your role within the organization?
Yes, sir. No problem. So you definitely teed us up well with your description of what you said we do. Like I said, it's a cost-free, faith-based recovery programs that we provide for men and women. Our goal is really to interact with individuals that are struggling with the disease of addiction. And our hope is that as they go through our program, we can help them achieve long-term sobriety, financial stability, stable housing, and helping to build healthy relationships with individuals that they are interacting with. As far as my role in the organization, like I said, I do serve as Director of Community Engagement, which consists of really dealing mainly with our volunteers that help us serve with the organization, as well as outreach efforts and partnerships that we have with the organization.
And what has your impact been like at this point as far as your organization being able to reach its mission?
Yeah, I think from an impact standpoint, if we're talking strictly numbers, we were able to see in our fiscal year of 2022, we saw over 270 people that actually graduated through our core program. So that's our four-month program that we have, where we have residents that stay with us. And so even to that point, we've also seen 170 individuals get involved in our 2-year recovery living program, which is once residents graduate from our core program, they have the ability to get accepted into our recovery living program that really helps them with their accountability and support as they're going through their sobriety journey. So we've seen some dramatic growth and increase as individuals continue to graduate through our program.
So your guys' program is kind of aimed at long-term success, then it sounds like.
That's exactly right. So we have the ability to really stay connected to a resident for 2+ years. So, they have the ability to stay with us in different capacities, whether that's once they graduate from our core programming. We have different programs, life skill program, transition program, which consists of them finding employment and still being housed at one of our facilities. Our life skills program is connected to our community managed cafe, where they can work with our cafe staff for 4 to 6 months, learning different transferable skills that they learn from every aspect of what you think of working in a cafe, from front of house hosting to working as a barista, to working in the back of the house, learning how to cook meals, to being a part of our wait staff. And so we really think that the success rate for us has done well because we focus on, like you said, long-term engagement, and which leads to, we hope, long-term sobriety.
And where do volunteers fit in?
Man, that's a loaded question, but volunteers fit in a lot of aspects of what we do for our organization. We really focus heavily on our meal sponsorship program, where volunteers they can sponsor a meal if they like from a monetary perspective, and they also can sponsor and serve, or just serve a meal. We have our kitchen staff that we work with to provide 3 meals a day, 365 days a year. And so there's an opportunity every day for our volunteers to be able to serve our residents. And in that serving, it really gives them an opportunity to engage with our residents, hear the stories of what they're going through, and really see firsthand how our organization is continuing to help individuals go through that process. So that's been the main way that we've engaged volunteers, but we do so much, so many other opportunities, from working in our learning centers, tutoring residents that are going through their GED process, to helping our facilities team with any type of service projects that we have going on in our organization, whether that's from helping to repaint some of our buildings, to just doing some general cleanup as they work alongside our facilities team. And our biggest opportunities are come with our community meals that we have in the holiday season, where we have probably between uh, you know 80 to 100 volunteers spread out upon our campuses, helping to serve not just our residents, but we open our doors for the community to be able to have a good meal on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter.
And with volunteers playing such an important role, what was your volunteer management process like before Volunteer Hub?
So when I came into the organization in 2020, I came into Volunteer Hub. So I believe that they've been using it since May 2017. So I'm not quite sure what the engagement or the management was at that point. And I would say it probably be typical to any organization that doesn't have a volunteer management system. You probably do it with a lot of Excel spreadsheets and kind of certain things like that. But from what I've learned about before I got here, Volunteer Hub was an integral part in managing the volunteers and making it accessible for everyone to be able to sign up for events that really translated well with our donor relations system that we had at the time, which was Razor's Edge. And so that's where Volunteer Hub kind of came into that fold, and we've continued to use it to this day.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about your experience with Volunteer
Yeah.
Hub. Um, as far as feature set, I mean, what features do you find the most valuable, and what's your experience been like with the Volunteer Hub team? So, training, implementation, and support.
Yeah, so from a feature standpoint, the feature that we probably use the most is landing pages. It really gives us an opportunity to customize the experience with our volunteers. We can create that landing page and brand it specifically to their organization or their church group or their business to really give a sense of we're connecting with that particular group. Even if we have individual groups that come together and they have their own logo, we can put that on there just to give a more personalized feel to it. It also helps us to just make sure we are, um, from a safety aspect, make sure we're assigning different events to the particular groups so we know who's coming in and out of our building. So I think over the past 2 to 3 years, that's the feature that we have really tried to utilize for not just groups, but also things that we're doing for our holiday meals that allows us to put individuals and groups and group them into we can put an email group in there and send it out, and people can sign up, and it's pretty easy for us to be able to do that. So that always makes it a good opportunity to use for as far as, like I said, the landing pages.
And as someone that came into the organization, I know you guys were using Volunteer Hub when you came in. What was the process like for you as far as learning the software?
Yeah. I mean, super. The team, especially the customer support team, has been great over the years, just of providing training for us. Even if it's the initial, hey, here are the trainings that we have out on YouTube, and we can start there. It really has been a part of me training my staff when I have new staff coming in. I have a part of their onboarding that's strictly geared for a day of just going through the videos that's been provided through Volunteer Hub. And so, and it also gives us a touch point we can go back to if we missed anything or forgot something or just need to relearn how to do something, we can go back to it. So just getting the opportunity to start there. And then we've had some staff trainings that we've done with the team that have gone well, and as well as just the support is probably the biggest thing that I would definitely say has been great for us is that when we are putting in tickets or things that we don't understand, we're getting a response back, if not that same day, definitely within 24 hours of putting in that ticket. And so that definitely lets me know that some people are working really hard over there to make sure that, the system is working and, we can get what we need. So it's definitely a good thing to know that you can put something in or email someone and you get a response, and we can get back to what we're doing without having any hindrances in our service.
I just have a couple more questions. Do you believe that Volunteer Hub is providing your organization with a return on investment?
I definitely do. I think just if you can look at one of the things of us being able to track volunteer hours, we are able to kind of put that into some of our touch points for our board and for our community. that kind of show how volunteers are an integral part of our organizations. From knowing that we know that the national average of an hour of volunteering is what it is, we can compute that to saying how much we are able to utilize our volunteers from a capacity of maybe offset that with the not having as much staff as we need. We definitely can utilize the volunteers and say, hey, this is what our volunteers are doing for us. And it's a great way to, reach back out to our volunteers and thank them for all that they're doing for us. So I think we're getting a return on investment because it has helped us to navigate through the crowded volunteer space with some clarity for our volunteers to make it easy for them to sign up, whether it's a group setting, individual, or going through the process. It just seems that once we got everybody on board, we hadn't had a lot of issues as far as people being able to navigate how to sign up for their events.
I guess that brings up a good point. I mean, how have volunteers accepted Volunteer Hub?
Yeah, and so we went through some growing pains because if you'd imagine when you're an organization, we've been around for 85 years, and this is not the first year we've had volunteering. We've had some groups that have been with us for 15, 20 years. And so when you talk about probably back then they were probably just coming and signing a sign-in sheet saying they were volunteering. So now you got to transition to something that's online, and you come in, you put your name in the kiosk, and you get a name tag printout. We just try to walk right beside our volunteer groups to let them know that our staff is here. But we're going to utilize this platform because one, need to make sure we know who's coming in our building for safety reasons. Two, we want to track this volunteer data. And three, we want to make it an engaging experience for you. And so this is a way that we can really personalize your experience by having your own landing page, your own sign in, and making really you feel like a great partner with us as they are.
And then my last question is just what would you say to other nonprofits that are not using a volunteer management solution? So they're still in that space where they're using spreadsheets. It's all manual, but they're trying to grow. What would you say to them?
I would definitely say gauge, what your return on investment would be from using any type of volunteer management system. Every every management system is not for everyone. So you have to really kind of gauge like what is our capacity to be able to use it in its totality. We don't want to have a robust system and only using it to be able to track a certain amount of things. So that would be my first thing. And the second thing was if you're going with a system like Volunteer Hub, really use it in its maximum capacity. Find out all of the different features that it has, how it fits into your organization, and how you can incorporate that. So you're really getting that bang for your buck when you talk about investing into a volunteer management system.
Well, I think that's a wrap, but I really appreciate you, Donnie, taking the time to talk to me about Charlotte Rescue Mission and then your experience with Volunteer Hub. I think many other nonprofits will find this interview valuable. So thank you so much. And if somebody is wanting to volunteer with your organization, can you explain how they can do so?
Sure. So you definitely can go to our website, it's charlotterescuemission.org. We have a slot, kind of a tab up there that says ways to give. And it says give your time. It takes you to our volunteer page. It kind of gives you a breakdown of what we have going on from volunteering gift and kind department to just volunteering with our meal department. And so we actually have a tab on there that says Volunteer Hub login. So once you click on that, it kind of gives you all the instructions you need to get engaged with us. We also have information on there if you want to get involved with us or have a one-on-one connection. You can email us at volunteers@charlotterescuemission.org, and one of our staff will be able to take that email and just get engaged with you and let them know that we're here as a place for them to volunteer.
Thanks, Donnie. We really appreciate all you do and all the positive impact you're making within your community.
Same to you, Eric. We appreciate Volunteer for all they've helped us to do to kind of streamline our services. And, we just continue to want to work with you guys to make the system the best way it can. So thank you for your time today, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak on the podcast.